Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another Madden rebuild retro style here on Madden 25. Today, we're back in 2002, and we're going to be doing a user suggested rebuild today. And hold on. Let me get your name so I can shout you out because I forget off the top of my head what your name is. I apologize. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay, Bryce, what's your name? Bryce Bill Bligen? I don't know how to say. I apologize. I probably shouldn't have looked your name up. Bryce Bligen. That's how I'm gonna pronounce it. I apologize. Said to do either the Carolina Panthers in 2015 with Cam Newton, obviously, or do the Philadelphia Eagles from this era and try to get them the championship that they didn't get when they lost to my favorite team, the New England Patriots. So that is the rebuild we're going to be doing. Thank you, Bryce, for your suggestion. I appreciate it. If you want to leave any comments down below, anybody else for suggested rebuilds that you want to see me take on in the future, leave them down below in the comments section, and we can take them on in a future video. Today is the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, there is a caveat to this rebuild because with the amount of rebuilds we've done already in this era with this roster, we know that the combination of this Eagles roster along with the Philadelphia Eagles playbooks that are already in Madden 25, the Eagles win a lot, regardless of if I'm rebuilding them or not. We've seen them be in the Super Bowl multiple times in different rebuilds. So the caveat for this specific rebuild is we have 5 seasons to win as many championships as possible. It's not just we win a Super Bowl and then the video's over. We have 5 seasons. We're going to go 5 years. That's the limit. 5 years, and we will try to win as many championships as possible. Now, this could go very well if the simulation is kind to me, and it does what it has done in the past. But knowing Madden, it's going to be, because now I'm controlling them, it's going to be, we're going to lose every single time that we try to get to the playoffs. That's usually how it goes for me. This could go very well, or it could go very bad. So we have 5 years to win as many championships as possible, whether that's 1, 2, 3, obviously so on until 5. Can we do it? I guess we'll have to find out. If you want to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Like I said, if you have any suggestions for future rebuilds, leave them down below in the comments. They can be from any era that we have, 2002, 2018, 2012, modern day. They can be with specific players. Like if you want to see me try to rebuild a certain player's era of team, like we did with Tim Tebow a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month at this point, stuff like that. Or it could be just certain situations you want to see. Like, just let me know down below in the comments, and we can take them on in a future video. But it's time to win as many championships as possible with the Philadelphia Eagles. Looking at this roster right out the gates, I don't really know how they've simulated so well and won all their championships that they've won in past other rebuilds. Like when we did the Charger rebuild with Drew Brees, or when we did the Colts rebuild, or when we did the Rams rebuild, or like whenever we've done other rebuilds like that. Maybe not the Rams, but I think we did that in 2012. Just whatever other rebuilds we've done in this era, looking at this team, I don't know how they've done it. I mean, they have no wide receivers. T.O.'s obviously not on this team. He's on the 49ers at this point. He does get here by the time they play in the Super Bowl, but he's not here right now. Donovan McNabb is a 99 X factor, but we have a young rookie, Brian Westbrook. We've got a decent offensive line, at least a couple of guys that are above a 90, and then one that's an 86. But I don't really know. These playbooks, this is just telling me that these playbooks for Philadelphia are kind of overpowered, because this team should not be winning a lot of Super Bowls, but they've won a lot in simulations that we've done. So I don't know. Is that Michael? That looks like, is that Michael Huff or Bryce Huff? That's somebody's face. So that's a person. That's definitely a person. Okay, so moving to what we're going to do with this team, I have absolutely no idea. We've got decent tight end, or decent corners, 2 young corners. Is that Lito Shepherd? It's not his picture. Yeah, okay. So we've got a rookie Lito Shepherd. We got another rookie over there with a hidden dev. But we've got a lot of older guys. McNabb's not that old. I think he's like 25 or something. But Brian Dawkins, Weapon X, he's like 29, right? 28. So Brian Dawkins is getting a little bit up there in age. He will start to regress. He's probably not going to make it the entire 5 years. We also have Troy Vincent, who's very old. We've signed him in previous rebuilds on other with other teams as in free agency that he was old, but this team's going to need a little bit of help. But I'm very curious to see just how they're going to simulate. I'm not going to make any moves, I don't think, unless I make a move to bring in Terrell Owens to try to match realistic purposes. I don't know if it's going to be possible. He's a 99 overall. We have no possibilities of bringing him in. What's his contract? He's got 3 years on his contract. When does Terrell Owens get to the Eagles in real life? Let me just Google it real quick. Terrell Owens. All right. He shows up. He's 51. My God. He shows up in Philly in 2004. So he's only there for 2 seasons. The Super Bowl year and then the year after. So he's only there for 2 seasons. So we don't have to get him right now, I guess, because we're only in 2002 at this point. So at some point, I do want to bring Terrell Owens to the squad, but it's going to be tricky because he's a 99 and he's expensive, and we don't really have the assets to trade for him. So I did load in the draft class. I loaded it in. It is the normal 2003 draft class we've used the entire time. We know what this draft class is capable of producing. Terrell Suggs is obviously a fantastic player. We've drafted before. There's a lot of great players in this class, and we're going to need to do it. But the thing that we're going to need to focus on is later in the draft, because I'm assuming we're going to be pretty good. I have no idea. This could all be just a moot point when we simulate and we're actually pretty bad. I don't know. Maybe this playbook is going to carry us to a lot of wins we don't deserve, kind of like the Charger playbook, a combination of him and the playbook in LaDainian Tomlinson. That we won a lot more games than we should have in that rebuild. This one, I kind of see a similar thing happen because we have such a good quarterback in Donovan McNabb, and maybe these playbooks combine with that to do something. I don't know. I'm going to simulate the season the first year. Remember, we have 5 years to do this to win as many championships as possible. So every year counts. We can't really take a year off. We're going to simulate the first year and just kind of see what happens. So year one is done, and this right here is why I threw the caveat of trying to win as many Super Bowls as possible in a span of 5 years because of things like this. I figured something like this is going to happen because I've seen so many different simulations with this roster and how the Eagles do so well. We won 15 games. I promise you, I did not mess with the schedule at all. It is just the season, the simulation. I mean, there's no forced wins at all. We just won 15 games naturally. With the roster that we have initially, like, how did this roster win so many games? I don't understand it. The playbook must be super, super good. And I mean, speaking of super, super good, Donovan McNabb, 4,500 yards, 33 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 73% completion. A phenomenal season. Just an absolutely unbelievable year from McNabb. Deuce Staley put up 1,000 yards and 20 touchdowns, only 3.7 per carry. But that's because he's got a lower overall. And when you have a low overall running back, in simulation, they struggle to get over 4 yards per carry. But, I mean, 20 touchdowns is still unbelievable. And even McNabb had 14 on the ground. And then James Thrash, along with Todd Pinkston, both over 1,000 yards. Thrash had 14 touchdowns. Pinkston had 8 touchdowns. Kind of crazy when you think about it. I mean, these guys have no business being as productive as they were. And then on the defensive side of things, Philly's defense is not known for getting tackles. The playbook is not known for getting tackles. Usually we have at least one guy that is over 100 tackles, or at least up to 90. But this is a little bit interesting. 18 tackles for loss, though, for Hugh Douglas. I'm assuming he's the number one, and he is. He's the leader in the clubhouse. What about sacks? It is Hugh Douglas. Oh, my God. 18 tackles for loss and 15 sacks for Hugh Douglas? Really? Okay, I'll take that. That's got to be an upgrade for sure. 10.5 for Sean Barber, 5.5 for ND Kalu. And then interceptions, Bobby Taylor gets 5, 3 from Michael Lewis. Troy Vincent had 2. B-Doc had 1. All right. That is our season. 15 wins. I don't know how it happened with this roster, but it did. And of course, God, I hate Madden so much, man. 15 wins and we lose in the first round. Are you serious, game? Are you serious? Well, year one, we failed to win a Super Bowl. So that is 1 year down. Now the max amount of championships we can win in this 5 year sim is four. And that is frustrating. It is the Colts and the team that beat us, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which I guess it's understandable. The Bucks in this era are also very good, so it makes sense that we would lose to them. But with 15 wins, it just is kind of annoying. And the Colts get it done 24-17 over the Bucks. We've also done a Colts rebuild where we won a Super Bowl. I think didn't we win one in the first year with the Colts? I think that's what the case was for that series or for that rebuild. Peyton Manning gets MVP. Drew Bledsoe, who kills it in simulations for the Buffalo Bills, he gets MVP of the league. Eric Moulds and Keith Bullock, are the players of the year. Clinton Portis and Julius Peppers, as you would expect, are the rookies of the year. Okay, so we moved to our first offseason. We made the playoffs, but we're gonna have a not so great draft pick. What kind of money we have? We have 156 million. Donovan, oh my God, almost 450 million total for Donovan McNabb. Oh my God. Luckily, he's the only player that needs a new contract that we want to bring back, except for maybe John Welburn because he's a 79 overall guard. Oh my God, that is a disgusting amount of money for Donovan McNabb. Look at the signing bonus, 43.1. I mean, I'll move it up to 43.5, but this is a gross contract. Thankfully, we have the money to pay it. But Donovan McNabb for 7 seasons will be the highest paid player of all time. I really wish that when you do rebuilds like this, when you do rosters like this, you could go in and change the salary cap to reflect the era that you're doing. Because $450 million in 2002 would be unheard of, obviously. So I wish, but Madden's too simple of a game to have that feature. It's okay though. We'll just pay it and have to move on. We will have to move on. That's by far the most expensive contract we will ever pay out. I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback ask for over 400 million. My God, that's a crazy amount of money. But I mean, he did win his 15 games, so it makes sense. I don't think I'm going to spend any money in free agency here. There's nobody really that piques the old interest, that tickles the old pickle. So I think we are going to just keep our money and move on to the draft where we can look at mock draft number 5, see what draft pick we have, what spot we're picking in, and also who they have us mocked to take. Maybe we trade up, maybe we don't. So Deuce Staley actually goes up to star dev. We have a lot of movement here. So Deuce Staley's up to star. Westbrook is revealed to have star. But we also have Thrash and Pinkston go up to star. And Lewis, the tight end, goes up to star. I didn't think he had that good of a season, but he goes up to star dev as well. So the offense is making some big money moves right now to go up in dev trades. What about the defense? Hugh Douglas goes from, I'm guessing, normal? I don't remember if he had normal or star, but he's up to superstar now with that 18 tackle for loss and 15 sack season. He's now up to superstar dev. Lewis is up to superstar dev. He had star. Dawkins stays at X Factor. And the corners are unbelievable. Lito Shepard revealed to have superstar. Okay, we are in a good position. I can see, in a way, how we won 15 games, but not really. I mean, I feel like we aren't good enough to win 15 games, and yet we did. So, I don't know. I guess these playbooks are just freaky. The Eagle playbook. And we know that the Eagle playbooks in modern Madden are pretty, or modern rosters are pretty good because Jalen Hurts and the Eagles always play in the Super Bowl in simulation. So it's not shocking that we did so well. Okay. So funny enough, I didn't even scout Carson Palmer, but he's already up to a 90%. I'm not going to take him, obviously. I scouted Jason Witten because I thought we were going to need a tight end, but if Lewis is already up to star, we might not need a tight end. I don't know. I know that Antonio Gates is down here. We might just take him. Let's see. What else did I scout? We know that David Dahl is great. We can always grab him if we want. I don't know where we're going to go. I used my national focus on defensive ends because that's one of our bigger needs. I think linebacker in general is probably the biggest need, but we could certainly use at least one D end and maybe a D tackle. So we could certainly focus on D tackle in this draft. Terrell Suggs, obviously, we know is going to be a great player. We've drafted him plenty of times before. I scouted Lance Briggs. We always get Lance Briggs, and he's always a phenomenal player for us. Corner, I think we can skip corner the entire year or the entire rebuild. Maybe not. Maybe we can't skip the entire rebuild because I think we have a couple older guys. And then safety, I'm not sure where we're going to go with that. Mike Doss, I scouted. Oh, I don't really know where I want to go. Probably D tackle is where I want to scout a couple of guys. Let's scout Kevin Williams. We'll scout. We got to scout guys that we're actually going to have a chance of drafting. Let's scout. I think I've done simulations where, excuse me, where Franklin is a pretty solid player. I think he has like star dev or something, or a superstar dev, if I'm not misremembering. And then I guess I'll use the final one on David Dahl, Deal, just to finish that out. We got to take a look at this mock draft and see one, where we are picking, and two, who they have us taking, who they have us projected to take. So let's take a look at mock draft number 5 and see what's going on. So Charles Rogers always goes in the top 3, usually number 1. And then you got Leftwich, you got Palmer, Terrell Suggs going 5 to the Cowboys, Kevin Williams going 7 to the Ravens. That would be a big one to get. I've never had Kevin Williams in one of these, but he might be unattainable. We've also got Jimmy Kennedy. We've got. So we are picking at number 27. They have us taking Anquan Bolden. I like Anquan Bolden. I'd be happy to grab him, but I don't know if we need him with the addition of star dev for both of those wide receivers. Although that might be a good, he might be a good pickup. We could just trade up to number 7 and get Kevin Williams and just solidify our D tackle. I'm gonna go to the staff player personnel thing and purchase all of the trading things to be able to easily trade my draft pick if I want to. But trading up from what is it, 27 to 7? That's 20 picks we got to go. That's kind of annoying, and I don't really want to go through that process if I don't have to. So we might just stay at 27 and take Anquan Bolden or somebody. I guess it doesn't have to be Anquan Bolden, but or do I trade up and get Kevin Williams? Why did he have to be projected to the top 10, man? Why couldn't it be like 15? That'd be a lot easier. All right, let's figure out a game plan here. Let's figure out a game plan. Do we just go 1 for 1, or do we do something else? We've got to figure out a way to get Terrell Owens on the squad. He still has no trade offers, no trade packages that we could send the Niners' way. I guess we could send them. We could probably send them Troy Vincent. Maybe that would do something. No, that doesn't really do much. Probably because he's old. I mean, we could send them Brian Dawkins. I'm not going to send them Brian Dawkins though. They need a left tackle, but I'm not willing to trade my left tackles. Would I be willing to trade Jermaine Mayberry? Maybe. We also need a middle linebacker, so we can't trade one. I don't know how we get Terrell Owens because I'm worried that when we get to the end of his contract, they're just going to extend him and keep him around. So the only way that we can get him is if we trade for him. I doubt that they let him go to free agency. I don't think I've ever seen Terrell Owens make it to free agency in any of these sims. I could just trade my first round pick this year, I guess, but I don't know. We'll think about Terrell Owens a little bit later. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to let me look at the roster real quick. Is D tackle that much of a need? Do we need Kevin Williams that bad? We've got Simon. I think I signed Simon in one of my recent 2002 rebuilds, and he performed very well. But I think we need middle linebacker pretty bad. But that's going to be next year probably. I think the best option is to trade from 27 to 7. It's going to be a lot of work because I got to go 1 for 1 and but I think that's going to be the best option, and it'll help us win more immediately than taking Anquan Bolden, I think. So Although maybe I can do 27 for 25. Maybe I can go two pieces. Who's got 25? The Vikings have 25. Can I go two spots? Oh, I'm gonna have to go one for a while. All right, well, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna get up to 7. I think the Ravens have 7. And I will see you back when I have the 20 or the 7th overall pick to be able to acquire Kevin Williams. We have now acquired the number 7 overall pick in the NFL draft this year. We will take Kevin Williams with that 7th overall pick. So I'm excited about that. Let's move Charles Rogers to the Texans. So the mock draft did not lie. Byron Leftwich going to the Jags. Panthers take Palmer. Commanders will grab themselves Andre Johnson. The Cowboys grab Terrell Suggs, T Sizzle. And the Cardinals will take Terrence Newman. So that puts us in a prime position to grab Kevin Williams and make this defensive tackle spot pretty much done for the rebuild. Bada bing, bada boom, number 1 player in the entire draft. First time I've ever had Kevin Williams in one of my rebuilds in this era. So that's a fun new addition. And then we'll simulate to the second round, which we have pick number 27. So we're a little bit further down. OCU Manora went. We could grab ourselves Robert Mathis. We know he's still going to be here because he's round 3 guy. That might be a really, really good option. And then maybe in the 3rd round, we come back and take David Dahl. Yeah, Mathis is still here. That might be the ideal situation because Lance Briggs is gone, unfortunately. So we don't have any chance of getting him. I think it is Robert Mathis. And then we come back and get Deal, whatever his name is. And we look pretty solid. He's got the defensive line's now done because remember, Hugh Douglas has Superstar. So we don't have to worry about the other side of the D line, the other end spot. We're good there. We are looking pretty darn sexy right now. And David Dahl is still available. We'll grab him in the 3rd round, get another guard. And now I guess we just fill backup spots at this point because there's not going to be like a middle middle linebacker there. I know middle linebacker is like our biggest need right now. There's not going to be one that I want. I I highly doubt that. Cato June is available. I feel like Cato June has. I've seen him develop a little bit in some of these sims. Ooh, there's Franklin round 2 to 3. He's still available. I might double up. I might double up on D tackle actually, and get a Abreu Franklin. I think I'm going to do that. He does also have hidden dev. I think it's Superstar if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, to be honest. Can't remember. But I think it's Superstar. We come back here in the 4th round, and we probably take Cato June because I think I've seen him develop pretty well. I could be mistaken. I could be misremembering his development, but he's got normal dev or hidden dev. And we are really knocking this draft out of the park right now. We are really, really killing it. And I think we can wrap up this 4th round by taking Antonio Gates, and we can be good to go. Like, we can get out of this draft. Perfectly done. We killed this draft. Everybody we drafted had hidden dev. Everybody that we drafted is going to be unbelievably good in a couple of years, which is good because we're trying to win Super Bowls as quickly as possible. Or as many as possible, I should say. So that's a killer draft right there. We dominated that, got everybody that we wanted. Didn't really have any heartbreak. And we take a look at the class. We get Kevin Williams, who's the best player in the class. We knew that. Mathis, 71. Dahl, 73. Franklin, 69. Nice. Cato June, 65. Gates, 68. And then we move to the top of the class, and it is Kevin Williams, Palomalu. You know the rest. All right, really good draft. We already won 15 games. Then we come back with the number 1 player in the class. So, season 2, I have high hopes for. I don't think we're going to win 15 games, but I'd love to get a number 1 seed and make the playoffs as a bye. So that's the goal. We will generate the best lineup, and hopefully we will have no problems winning games this year. We've only gotten better. Our guys have developed. They've grown in their overalls. And the only weak spot is middle linebacker, and I guess outside linebacker too, kind of, but the only real weakness is middle linebacker. I guess we could switch to a 4-3 to take away the weakness at middle linebacker, but I mean, we had the same weakness last year and we won 15 games. So it's probably not going to be the biggest problem in the world. And we'll hopefully be able to solve that problem in the 2004 draft. We should be pretty good there. And also, we still got to get Terrell Owens on this team somehow. I don't know how that's going to happen, but we got to get him somehow. It's going to be probably a lot of finessing. We're probably going to have to trade a lot of draft picks to get him. I would think at least 2 first-round picks. So we might have to abandon one of our years of drafting to get Terrell Owens on the squad. We'll load in the 2004 draft class, and it's everybody that we know and love. Middle linebacker this year is Jonathan Vilma. We've seen Jonathan Vilma go crazy in these sims. So he's target number one, obviously. He's my main. That's who I'm looking to draft this year. But that is going to be all for me. We're simulating the year. Year number 2. We've got 5 years to win as many championships as possible. We've already done 1 year where we made the playoffs, win 15 games, and lost in the wild card. So how is year number 2 going to go? Let's find out. Year 2 is in the books. 15 wins again, and look who we're matched up against. The exact same matchup, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They beat us last year in year number 1 in the wild card, or in the divisional round, I mean. Will they do the same thing again? I hope not. I absolutely hope not. But how'd the team do? So Donovan McNabb had less passing yards, but less interceptions this year, so that's nice to see. 4,200 yards, 31 touchdowns, 7 picks. I mean, that's a very, very good season from McNabb. Deuce Staley puts up 1,100 yards, 18 touchdowns again, so awesome for him. And McNabb on the ground is getting 12 touchdowns. That's pretty awesome. James Thrash, I mean, he went up to star last year with this type of numbers. Is he going to go up to superstar this year? I have no idea, but these are fantastic numbers again for him. Chad Lewis had a good year. Pinkston had a good year. Not as good as last year, but he still had a good year. And then defensively, Michael Lewis up to 75 tackles, 66 for Bishop, 64 for Hugh. Hugh Douglas is going to go nuts with this playbook. I mean, that's got to be X factor for him this year. He leads the team again in tackles for loss and in sacks with 12 and a half. He's going crazy. Kevin Williams had a decent season as a rookie. 4 picks for Bobby Taylor, 3 for Harris. I would be absolutely stunned if Hugh Douglas does not go up to X Factor after this season's over. Will we go back-to-back losses? My God, you've got to be kidding me. 2 years in the dirt because we've lost to Tampa Bay in the divisional round every single year for some reason. Oh my God, why? Why do we win 15 games and lose right away? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, whatever. Well, we go back to the offseason again, back to the drawing board. The good news about winning 15 games is that that's a lot of good morale. It's a lot of good XP for our guys. So we are developing a lot quicker than normal. The Colts are back in the Super Bowl again. They won it last year against Tampa Bay. Now it's against the Atlanta Falcons. And they will lose 31-30. The Falcons and Michael Vick are your Super Bowl champions for year number 2 of this rebuild. That's kind of crazy if you think about it. That's kind of crazy. Michael Vick has a championship now. He's the MVP of the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning gets MVP of the league and Offensive Player of the Year, along with Trevor Price, who wins Defensive Player of the Year. Anquan Bolden and Lance Briggs are your Rookies of the Year. So Anquan Bolden got drafted by the Falcons and won a Super Bowl as a rookie. He could have been playing in Philadelphia and lost in the first round, but he goes to Atlanta and wins the Super Bowl. Congratulations to him. All right, the year 2 off season, we gotta. I don't even know what we need to do. Get middle linebacker. That's about the only thing that we can upgrade. There's not really anything else that we can do. I mean, we have a great team right now. We just need our guys to keep progressing. So we have superstar dev for Lewis, and Antonio Gates is revealed to have superstar. Not surprised there. Then we have superstar dev for Deuce Staley now. He had star originally, but he goes up with that 1,100-yard season. And defensively, Hugh Douglas does, in fact, get up to X Factor. I'm not shocked at all. That was very much expected. Mathis is probably going to start at defensive end next year, along with Kevin Williams at D-tackle. And now the defensive line is figured out. Now we just need the linebacking core is the only thing that we need to fix. It's legit the only thing that we need to fix. How are we going to do it? I have no idea. It starts by getting Jonathan Vilma. It starts by getting Jonathan Vilma. But can we get him? I hope so. Bobby Taylor needs a new contract. Pinkston needs a new contract. Troy Vincent. Okay, so thankfully we have a lot of money. We're gonna bring back Bobby Taylor. He is 30, but he's an 88 overall superstar dev corner. We can't really let him go without any backup plans. So he's gonna come back. It's a little bit expensive. Talk about expensive. Pinkston's gonna be expensive, but he's had such a great 2 year stretch that I feel like we gotta get him back as well. He's gonna come back. Troy Vincent at 83, 33 years old. We don't need Corey Simon anymore. I might be able to package Troy Vincent along with Corey Simon and maybe get Terrell Owens. Probably not going to be the case, right? Let's go talk to the Niners. They have not extended Terrell Owens just yet. But if those two guys go in the trade, and then obviously we have to toss in some first round picks. If we toss in next year, which would be 2005, we toss that one in. That gets it into the red or into the yellow or orange. I know my colors. And then 2006, that gets it into the orange as well. So 2 first round picks for a 30-year-old wide receiver is still not good enough. I have a bad feeling that they're going to just extend him and then we're going to be screwed even more. It's kind of like that Randy Moss one from way back when I did the 2002 Vikings rebuild. It's probably going to have to be a player as well. But who's the player that we send away? Is it Jermaine Mayberry? Maybe it's Jermaine Mayberry. Let me take away a draft pick here. Okay. So Jermaine Mayberry, he's a 90 overall guard. It would suck to lose him, but getting Terrell Owens is the main thing that I want to do in this rebuild. I don't think that I have to give up another first round pick. I think I can get away with giving up other picks. Maybe not. It might have to be multiple ones. Oh my god, the 2 almost gets us there. What about the 4 from 2028? Trade offer accepted. Oh my god, that's so much for Terrell Owens at 30 years old, but he was the main thing that I wanted in this rebuild, and we finally were able to get him. We give up a first in 2006, and then a 2 next year in 2005, and a 4 in 2006, plus a 90 overall guard. We will have to re-sign Terrell Owens next year. We knew that going in because he had 1 year left on his contract, so that's not shocking at all. But man, that's a lot to give up for Terrell Owens at 30 years old. But I wanted him so bad. Excuse me, I wanted him so bad that I had to give up whatever I could. Terrell Owens now on the squad. That's Donovan McNabb. I did not click on Donovan. Did I? I thought I clicked on Terrell Owens. He's now here in Philly, and it's on the same timeline too because this is the year that he gets here. And then he breaks his leg, obviously, and plays in the Super Bowl. So we will try to recreate that, not breaking his leg, obviously, but we'll try to recreate that and win a Super Bowl this time instead of losing it to the Patriots. But we achieved the thing that we wanted to do, which was get Terrell Owens. We will re-sign him next year. I might even just do that off camera while I'm doing the scouting for year number 3, just to get it out of the way. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to sign any free agents, I don't think. We don't. Maybe I should. Maybe I should sign at least one middle linebacker so that we have that middle linebacker and then Jonathan Vilma. So let me go to middle linebacker here. Available ones, we've got not really anybody good. Darn it. That sucks. Never mind. Unless there's an outside linebacker that I could just make a middle linebacker. Let's see. Nile Diggs. Nail. I don't know. There's Tully Bantakane. I'm going to attempt to sign Diggs. We got a battle against a couple other teams. I'm going to attempt to sign him. And then maybe, just maybe, he did sign with us. So maybe he can play a little middle linebacker for us. I'm not sure if he can, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to test it out. It don't hurt to test it out. All right, so right now he's playing right outside linebacker. What about if I move him to middle? So he's a 76, but he's playing up to a 77. So if we move into middle linebacker, what does his overall go to? It goes to a still a 70. Did he wait? What? Generate best lineup? Okay, there we go. Oh no, it goes down a lot. Okay, never mind. We're moving him back. Never mind. Never mind. It goes down too much for me. So we will move him right back. And that will be good to go. We'll generate the best lineup. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. That's better. So we'll just still need to get. Can I move Cato June into middle linebacker then? Somebody's got to play middle linebacker along with Jonathan Vilma. I keep saying getting Jonathan Vilma. I don't know if we're going to get him or not. I'm just kind of assuming that we're going to have him. And you shouldn't assume anything. So Cato, okay, so that works. Cato is up to a 70. We'll keep him at middle linebacker and then hopefully acquire ourselves a certain Jonathan Vilma and be good to go on that front. So I like that a whole heck of a lot. Let's get to that draft. We're going to have another really high pick, or really low pick, I guess I should say. High in terms of number, but bad because it's at the end of the draft. Private workouts. Let's see. What do I want to do? We probably shouldn't neglect corner. We probably should grab at least another corner just in case, because we are getting a little bit older at that spot. So I'll do like a Nathan Vasher, maybe a Will Poole, possibly, or maybe a Randall Gay. I think I've gotten Randall Gay before. I can't remember exactly. We scouted Vilma, obviously. He's going to be good. He's going to be our guy. I scouted Carlos Dansby as well. I would love to get Carlos Dansby. That could be pretty fun. There's not really any other linebacker that I want. D tackle, defensive end. We don't really need a defensive end at this point. Maybe Jonathan Allen, or not Jonathan Allen, Jared Allen. But we got Robert Mathis. I'm pretty comfortable there. Let's get to the draft and figure out where we're drafting, so we have to decide if we need to trade up or not. All right, mock draft number 5 has Will Smith going number 1, the Fresh Prince. Then we've got Larry going 3 to the Lions. Actually, Phillip Rivers is up to number 4. That's pretty cool. You don't usually see him up here. Okay. Where is our guy projected to go? There's Sean Taylor. So Vilma's at 18. And we are at 28. Perfect. That's not that far. It's only 10 picks. It's definitely not as far as 20 picks like we had to go last year. So I'm going to do the same method. I'm going to trade 1 for 1, thanks to those staff point upgrades. And we are going to be able to get number 18 and draft Jonathan Vilma and hopefully win a freaking Super Bowl. We have acquired number 18 to allow us to acquire the services of Jonathan Vilma, big time middle linebacker. Will Smith goes number 1. Not surprised at all. Let's just simulate to our pick at number 18. And Ben Roethlisberger playing in Cleveland. I feel like that happens so many times in these simulations. The Cleveland Browns take Ben Roethlisberger. It's so funny. We take Jonathan Vilma, and now our team is pretty much done. Middle linebacker was the last piece to the puzzle. We moved Cato June to middle linebacker, and now we have Jonathan Vilma. So we're probably good to go. I'm going to take Carlos Dansby here, and that'll help out the other outside linebacker spot along with Diggs. So Dansby's got a depth trait. Thank you very much, Carlos. And then those are the 2 guys that I was kind of leaning on. I don't really know where we go here in the 3rd round. I do not know. I mean, it could be a corner, I guess. We did scout a couple of corners down the board, right? We've got Randall Gay being a round 1 to 2 guy. Vasher looks like he's already gone, which is kind of strange. Whatever. We'll wait on Randall Gay. We're not going to take him in the 3rd round. It's a little bit of a reach. But other than that, I don't really have a plan for who I'm going to take. I guess we could take Jared Allen if he's available. Did I see him? No, Jared Allen got grabbed. Probably earlier in this round. I guess we just grab an offensive lineman because I don't have any idea, really. Or maybe a wide receiver. We could always use a fourth wide receiver, and Jericho Cotchery is still available. I am a fan of Jericho Cotchery, so we'll take him in the third round. And then I think in the fourth round, we'll grab Randall Gay, and we'll be good to go. We'll be all done and dusted. The draft will be over, and we will have a Super Bowl waiting for us this next season. So, Randall Gay, welcome aboard. You are now a Philadelphia Eagle. All the guys are great, and we will sim to the end of the draft. Okay, so we've now done 2 years of off season. 2 off seasons have been completed. We have not won a championship just yet. Even though we've won 15 games 2 straight years, we've lost in the first round, the divisional round, each year to the same team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is very annoying, but it's the way that Madden works. It's kind of frustrating, but that's just the way that things go. I could see ourselves winning more games this year and actually moving on to the NFC Championship, but that's it's a tough ask, isn't it? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen? We are clearly the best version of the team that we've been. We just keep getting better. The offensive line did take a little bit of a hit when we lost Mayberry to trade for Terrell Owens, but I mean it's Terrell Owens. Of course I was going to trade for him. I needed to get him on this team. And then yeah, so our linebacking core looks a lot better now with the addition of Vilma and Diggs. Mathis, I'm going to do the generate the best line thing because I don't know why Mathis is not. Why is Mathis not starting? He's a right end. Just start over him. He's a high overall. I don't know why the generate best lineup thing is not putting him ahead. Oh, they're the same overall. That's why. Well, you're going to start. And the corners are looking good. We got to get that. We got to get at least one championship before Brian Dawkins starts to severely regress. But we're going to simulate to the regular season so that we can load in the 2005 draft. 2006, we're not going to have our first round pick because we traded that to the Niners. Luckily, our first round picks are usually pretty bad because we're good teams. So that's at least some sort of comfort knowing that the Niners aren't going to get like a really, really good pick or something. We'll load up the upgrades. Carlos Dansby goes up to a 70, it looks like. He'll probably be able to start over whoever's starting right now pretty soon. We load, what is it, 2005. We need to load a 2005 draft class. Okay, year number 3 is about to begin. And I'm hoping this time we can actually make a move to the NFC Championship. Because if we lose 3 straight years in the divisional round, I'm going to blow a gasket. Year 3 is finished. We didn't win 15 games this year. We won 14 games. So we lost an extra game at some point during the year. And that, unfortunately, has led us to become the 2 seed at the best because we were not the 1 seed, as you can see by us playing in the wild card round. Oh, we actually tied with the Saints, but they had at some point the deal or the tiebreaker. Maybe they were one of the teams that beat us. I don't know, but we are not the 1 seed, even though we had the same exact record. That's tough, man. The same record and not being over. That's brutal. 4,200 yards, 34 touchdowns, 5 picks for Donovan McNabb. He's unbelievable. He's playing really well. 9-7, so no 1,000-yard season for Deuce Staley. Kind of shocked by that. I thought he'd just be a guaranteed 1,000 yards. Terrell Owens, 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns. Thank you, T.O., for your services. You are God tier. I mean, that's phenomenal. Then we've got defensively Jonathan Vilma. So all it took was having a great middle linebacker to get over 100 tackles or get to 100 tackles. Very good season from the rookie. Everybody else performed okay. Sean Barber had 14 tackles for loss. Hugh Douglas, another great season. Kevin Williams, 12 tackles for loss and 12 sacks. Are you kidding me? That's unbelievable. Robert Mathis had 9.5. Oh my God, we are getting crazy pressure. Dawkins had 3 interceptions as well. We are getting crazy pressure in the backfield with this Philadelphia Eagle playbook. Can we actually win a playoff game? This is year number 3. We actually won a playoff game. Thank God. I thought it was going to be 3 straight years of losing in our first playoff game of the year. We actually move on. Man, that was a nerve-wracking experience. But this is the matchup that we lose every time. We lose in the divisional round. I guess we can't beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but everybody else we can beat. So we play in the NFC Championship against the team that tied us in the record but had the tiebreaker over us to get the advantage and the 1 seed. We go on the road to New Orleans for an NFC Championship matchup, our first time in the NFC Championship in this rebuild. We got 2 more seasons after this to try to win as many Super Bowls as possible. We have not won one yet. It needs to happen this year. NFC Championship on the road in New Orleans. We lead 7-0 already. I like that. 7-3 now. We got to get this job done. It's just got to happen. 14-3. 14-10. Saints get a touchdown. We're into the second half now. Come on, Philly. I'm going to jump in here. 14-10. End of the third quarter. I want to use McNabb. I want to use T.O. So here we go. Where's T.O. at? He's on the outside. Okay, I see him out there. Final play of the quarter. McNabb snaps, fires it to Antonio Gates, gets us to 2nd and 4. That's the end of the third quarter. Good job, Antonio. Let's just go with a run play. Deuce Staley up the middle. Superstar Dev. Terrell Owens in the slot. I see him. Hand off to Deuce, and Deuce will get brought down after a gain of 1. That was not good coverage on the blocking. Okay, so it looks like the run game might not be a thing, but maybe the passing game is. I like the route T.O.'s running here. This might be a T.O. designed throw. Get open, Terrell Owens. My God, you took so long on that route, you son of a suckbag. Okay. I shouldn't have just guaranteed that throw to Terrell Owens. There was probably somebody else open. Speaking of, that's Deuce Staley out of the backfield. First down on the 4th-down conversion. We survive. Let's go, big dog. Terrell Owens running to the corner. Do I try to high point it? Let's do it. High point. Oh, I hate Madden so much. Oh, this video game, bro. It is just the worst. All right, well, that didn't work. He's bumped again. But that's open. Back in the end zone. Pinkston, touchdown. You gotta be kidding me. There was no room to catch it, and yet he did. And we are in the late 4th quarter, 28-10, 28-17, and that is the game. We will go to the Super Bowl for the first time in the rebuild here in year number 3. We need to win it. That's just really what has to happen. We have not won one yet, and we don't have much time. We got 2 more years left. We got to win at least one. That's going to be pretty embarrassing. We can't just win one. So we got to win it here. McNabb has officially capped out his attributes. He can't upgrade anymore. But a big Super Bowl appearance for the Eagles. Who are we playing? The Colts. You've got to be kidding me. 3 straight Colts Super Bowl appearances? Unbelievable. Why couldn't that happen when I was rebuilding the Colts? This is out of control. We got to take down the superpower that is Peyton Manning and the Colts. Will it be possible? I sure as heck hope so. It is Super Bowl time for your Philadelphia Eagles. We need to win this championship if we have any hopes of winning multiple, because this is already year number 3, and we have 5 years to win as many as possible, and we have not won one yet. So we need to do this in this season. But of course, we had to come up against a tough Colts team with Peyton Manning and all the boys. 17-7 is a good start, though. 24-7 is even better. I like that. Late 4th quarter action, 24-14. Just hold it down, baby. Just hold it down. We did it. Oh, thank you. We did it. Super Bowl champions in year number 3. All we needed to do was add Terrell Owens, you'd think. Okay, but that is not the end of the video, obviously. We still have 2 more seasons to go before we end the video. We have now won 1. But we need to win multiple. Donovan McNabb gets a championship. Congratulations. T.O. gets a championship. You love to see it. That Colts matchup was pretty tough. I'm kind of glad we won the game because, well, I'm very glad we won the game, but I'm Don't want to come up against the Colts ever again because they're tough. They're a tough team. They played in the Super Bowl all 3 years, I'm pretty sure. But we get it done finally. We are Super Bowl champions. It feels so good to be on top. But now we got to try to win two more. And we got to re-sign not Donovan McNabb, Terrell Owens. So McNabb wins MVP of the Super Bowl. Bledsoe gets another MVP of the league. Strahan and Anquan Bolden are players of the year. And then Patrick Creighton and Nathan Vasher, who I was going to draft, but he got taken before I was able to get him. He won Rookie of the Year defensively. All right, so we have enough money to be able to re-sign Terrell Owens. I just hope that nobody else of value needs a new contract because that's going to be a little bit tricky. So we simulate. We got 107 million. Please just be Terrell Owens. It is Terrell Owens and it's Dawkins and it's Westbrook and it's Runyon. Oh crap. And it's Hugh Douglas. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Well, we got to bring back Hugh Douglas. I know he's 34, but he's had a phenomenal simulation. We got to get To back. That's a guarantee. So we're gonna get him back. Terrell Owens re-sign hopefully. No! He chose not to sign, and we have to use our franchise tag on him here. Oh, Terrell. All right, well, we franchise tag Terrell Owens. He's back. Dawkins, I don't have another plan for you, so we got to get you back. I can't believe he didn't choose to sign that. Come on, Tio. Why you got to be a diva? We get Dawkins back. Runyon, thank God these guys want to be here because we'd be in big trouble if they didn't. We're going to get Runyon back, hopefully. He's going to come back, thank God. Then we need Hugh Douglas back. He's going to be expensive. Oh my God, that's unbelievable money for Hugh Douglas. We can't pay that. We got to trade Hugh Douglas. We got to get Brian Westbrook back. Oh, fifth year option. Perfect. And the fifth year option on Julian Jones. Beautiful. All right. Well, it looks like we're going to need a center too because Hank Fraley, I don't really want to pay that. So we're going to trade Hugh Douglas for something. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't really want to trade Hugh Douglas, but we're not really in a position to pay him. It's gonna be probably... Ooh, Andre Johnson? That seems insane. How can I pass up Andre Johnson? That feels crazy. He hasn't really developed that much, but that feels insane to not take the Andre Johnson pickup. I mean, you kidding me? We've now got Andre Johnson to pair alongside T.O. I mean, we didn't really need a wide receiver that much, but I can't. You're going to offer me Andre Johnson? You're going to expect me to turn that down? I can't turn that down. Hank Fraley, we also got to trade for a center. I don't know what center we're going to trade for, but we got to trade for somebody. Jeff Saturday. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? I mean, the center market's not very good, is it? Nick Hardwick? Can I get Nick Hardwick? I can almost get Nick Hardwick. I don't have my second round pick this year. I don't have my first round pick next year. What about a third round pick this year? Or in a couple years? How about a 2? That gets it very close. What about a 4 as well? Done. Okay, so we trade a center for a center. Awesome. And we were unable to re-sign Terrell Owens to a long-term extension, which just absolutely blows. He says he's not coming back to the media. Well, you're out of luck, T.O. You're coming back. Just because you won a championship does not mean you have the right to choose if you're going to come back or not. So you are coming back. You don't make those decisions. I make those decisions. We have 23 million. Let's take a look at this roster first. What are we working with here? What are we working with? All right, so we've got Antonio Gates passing Lewis, which is not a surprise. Hardwick at center. We've got Westbrook and Staley. Staley's dropped, really? Or I guess Westbrook just jumped him. I don't really care. It's just kind of strange. We add Andre Johnson, which I didn't expect. And then defensively, where is... Oh, that's right. We traded Douglas. I was going to say, where is Douglas? We traded him. We need another defensive end. Kato June's developing slowly, but he is developing. So is Dansby. All right, we got 2 more years. I think we can make this work. I think we can make this work. Is there anybody that I probably should just keep this money, right? Kenyatta Walker again is available. He's always available. um, we don't need Santana Moss. I don't think there's anybody on this. There's Chad Johnson. He's always available, isn't he? I don't think there's anybody here that I want to pay for. I think we are going to let this ride and go to. Although getting Chad Johnson to pair alongside Terrell Owens would be hilarious. That would be talk about hilarious stuff to do. Chad Johnson kind of wants to be here. This feels like a bad idea. I can't do that. No, no, no. We don't need a wide receiver. We already brought in Andre Johnson. That'd be stupid. I'd be wasting some money when we don't really have that much money to waste. So let's not do that. Let's just get to the draft. I'm probably not going to trade up at all. I'm probably just going to stick with whatever pick we have, which is obviously the final pick. And we're just going to take whoever's available to us. I don't know who that's going to be. We could definitely use a linebacker, but I doubt that Derek Johnson makes it all the way to the end. DeMarcus Ware. We could take Thomas Davis. That might be my pickup at the end of the first round if he's available. That would certainly be a really awesome pickup. Sean Merriman's not going to be available, unfortunately. Excuse me. Justin Tuck could be a pickup for us. Other than that, I don't really know where we're going to go. I don't really know where we're going to go. I don't really know where we're going to go. Logan Mankins could be a nice pickup. All right, this is a good draft. We'll see what happens. Let's get to it. 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 What's the mock draft got for us? Mock draft number 5. Adam Jones, number 1? That seems insane. Roddy White, DeMarcus Ware, Sean Merriman at 13, Rodgers at 16, Derek Johnson at 18, Thomas Davis at 21, Logan Mankins at 25. Those aren't super high to trade up to. I mean, 32 to 21 is not bad. 32 to 25 certainly not that bad. Do we need outside linebacker or guard that desperately? We know that Logan Mankins is like the best player in this class. Right guard or left guard, we could certainly upgrade. But it's not like a desperate need or anything. And then right outside linebacker, we've got Barber, who's up to star dev. We need a defensive end more than we need a linebacker. I think I'm just going to stay at 32. I know that we could clearly trade up very easily and get those guys that we know are going to be better than the guys that we have, but our guys that we have currently are not bad enough for me to have to do that. So Adam Pac-Man Jones does in fact go number 1 overall, which just seems insane, but whatever. All right, so we're here at pick 32. What's going to happen? Probably a Lofa Tatupu pick or Evan Mathis. I mean, Evan Mathis is still here, so we could, in fact, still get a good upgrade at the guard position. I don't think Justin Tuck will make it to round 2. Or at least he won't make it to our pick at round 2. So either we upgrade him right now, or we miss out on our defensive end, but we get our guard. So I think we need a defensive end more than we need a guard. So we're going to take Justin Tuck with the final pick of the first round. Yeah, we miss out on Evan Mathis, but we didn't need a guard that badly. And there was no way. Yeah, I mean, I forgot we didn't have our second round pick. So Justin Tuck certainly would not have made it. So it's good that we got him. It's good. I completely forgot we didn't have a second round pick because we traded it to get Terrell Owens. Okay, so now that we're in the third round, there's probably nobody that I want, if I'm being honest. I doubt there's going to be anybody here that I even want to talk to. Channing Crowder's going to suck. There's no linebackers. Corner, I mean, Dominique Foxworth, maybe. I might go Dominique. Let's go Dominique and then Sim out of the draft because there's nobody else that I really want to take, so we'll take Dominique Foxworth. Does he have a dev trait? He doesn't. But he's fast. He is decently fast. And we will sim out of this draft. We've got 2 more years. We've done 3 full years of Eagles sim. We've won 1 championship in the 3 years, even though we probably should have won at least one more. But it's not my place to say that. Justin Tuck's 72, Foxworth 67. They took Maurice Claret. Okay. All right. So 2 more years. 2 more years. Can we win 2 more championships? I highly doubt that. Madden's not that kind. But we will hopefully try. The team looks really good. I mean, Terrell Owens is a 95. We've got a decent offensive line. We've got a really good defense, especially with the addition of Justin Tuck. So we've got a really, really good defense. We should be able to win another championship. Let's find out. Let's first simulate to the regular season so that we can get the draft class loaded in. It is the 2006 draft class, right? Yeah, 2006 draft class. Because that was 2005. So we'll get the 2006 draft class loaded up. It's a good one. It's a good draft class. We'll load that in and we will simulate the season. Mario Williams would be freaky on this defense, but he's not going to be available to us unless we have a horrible season, which I hope not. We will hopefully have some big time upgrades for our players and a big time #1 spot and a bye when we come back to you after the season's over. Let's simulate and find out. Year 4 is done. The regular season is done, at least. And we won 12 games this year, made the playoffs as a wild card team. Was it the 2 seed? No, it was the 3 seed. Packers were the 1 seed. Then the Falcons also at 13 wins. So we were pretty tough competition, but we made the 3 seed. We made the playoffs. McNabb actually led the league in yards this year. So it seems like Don McNabb might be winning MVP. 4,600 yards, 40 touchdowns, just 6 interceptions. That's certainly MVP type of numbers. Rushing, Brian Westbrook did not have a good year in terms of yards. He had 13 touchdowns, but I guess we are more of a passing attack this year. Terrell Owens and Andre Johnson both go over 1,000, with T.O. getting 1,319 touchdowns. Gates was close to 1,000. Then we go to the defense. Jonathan Vilma, no surprise, 111 tackles. Lito Shepard had 76. Diggs had 76 as well. Tackle for losses was Kevin Williams with 16. Barber had 12. Sack leader was also Williams with 11.5. 10 for Diggs. Wow, 10 sacks for Diggs. That's huge. That could be star dev for him. 7 for Mathis. Interception leader was Sheldon Brown with 3 and Shepard with 3 as well. Okay, good numbers. Not mad at all that. But it is year number 4. We have a championship already. And we will at least have another chance to get another one because we beat the Seahawks in the first round. That's a good sign. Can we get past the Saints? We were able to get past them last year in the NFC Championship, but this time it's the divisional. And they get their revenge. So year number 4 is done. We will not go back-to-back champions. And now we only have 1 season left to try to get another championship. At least we've technically already rebuild the Eagles because we got a championship in year number 3, but I mean, this whole thing was we were supposed to see how many titles we could win in 5 years, and so far through 4 we've only won 1, despite the fact that we've won a ton of regular season games. But I guess regular season games don't matter when you're trying to win a championship. And the Saints actually do get to the Super Bowl to play the Buffalo Bills. That's 2 years now where the team that's beat us go to the Super Bowl, because we lost to the Tampa Bay Bucks in year number 1, and they went on to play in the Super Bowl. I think the Saints actually got it done, too. Did the Saints win a championship? Really? They did. Aaron Brooks is a Super Bowl champion. He's the MVP. McNabb does get MVP of the league, though. That's cool. Marvin Harrison Sr. and Justin Smith are the players of the year, and then Braylon Edwards and DeMarcus Ware are the rookies of the year. Okay, so a few losses that we probably shouldn't have had. Too many losses. 5 is too many with this team. We got to re-sign Terrell Owens for the final year. Kevin Williams will accept his option. Where is Terrell Owens at? There he is. Andre Johnson needs an option accepted as well. We will do that. Oh my God. Good thing this is the final year because there are a lot of guys that need new contracts. Deuce Staley has dropped significantly. He's really regressing. Oh, this is bad. All of our corners are up for extensions. We got to get Terrell Owens back for the final year. That just has to be priority number one. So, Terrell, please accept this. I cannot afford to franchise tag you again because I might need to franchise tag somebody else. Thank you. Terrell Owens is back. Lito Shepard, I want back. He's only 25. Got to get him back. He really wants to be here, which is a big help. He's going to come back. Lito Shepard returns. Michael Lewis, we got to get back, but he's over 100 million. He's going to be the final guy we're going to be able to re-sign, I think. We're not going to have enough money. So, Michael Lewis. Oh, we don't have enough money to do this? It says we do. What about if I lower it to 12.5? Okay, there we go. So we go down to 750K with all those re-signings. Staley and Thrash, who have been here since the beginning, are going to have to leave, unfortunately. Bobby Taylor also been here since the beginning. We're going to lose a lot of corners, unfortunately. We might be able to package them together and trade them if we trade Sheldon Brown and the other dude, Bobby Taylor. We need to trade for another corner because we just re-signed Shepard. We're going to be losing these two guys, so then we'll have Julian Jones, Randall Gay. Yeah, we probably need to trade for another corner with these two. We could get Marcus Trufant, which would not be a bad idea. He's a corner. And that looks to be what we're going to do. We're going to trade for Marcus Trufant. He's going to be our corner number 2, I think. And we will go to the draft. Oh, well, just accept his option. Perfect. We'll let everybody else walk. And we will move on to the draft because obviously we don't have any money. But thankfully, we're not going any further than just the Super Bowl of next year. So it's not that big of a deal. Actually, we have 12 million now. Somebody maybe retired or something. I don't know. We're not going to pay anybody, but we have 12 million to do something with, and we'll just keep it. We'll just keep the 12 million. Not that big of a deal. Okay, so we're not going to have that good of a draft pick. We're kind of in no man's land in terms of draft picks. We're not going to have a good one. We're not going to have a bad one. But it's not the end of the world. We need to look at our team first and see what our biggest hole is. What's the biggest need on this roster? It's a guard. We don't have a left guard anymore. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know that we don't have a left guard anymore. Diggs and Barber, or Barber is already star, but Diggs is now star dev. That's awesome. Justin Tuck moves up. The defense is fine. We don't need to work on the defense at all, except for maybe some backups. We need a left guard. So that is the priority number 1 in the draft. I don't know if there's going to be a left guard in the draft this year. I guess we'll take a look. There is Deuce Lutui. We'll scout him. This is not a great left guard draft. But there's Davin Joseph and Jabari Evans. Okay, perfect. We'll just take a right guard and then turn them into a left guard. Or turn David Dahl into a left guard. Either one. Doesn't really matter. Thankfully, the right guard spot was pretty good. So let's go to mock draft number 5 and see what's going on here. So AJ Hawk is actually number 1 overall. That's kind of crazy. Vince Young, Haloti Nada. I don't think I'm going to trade up. There's not really any purpose to trading up unless we want to trade up for like Nick Mangold, but I don't really want to do that. So wait, where's our pick at even? Oh, that's right. We don't even have our first round pick. I forgot. Okay. We traded it for Terrell Owens. I completely forgot about that. So thankfully, we don't want anybody because we don't have our first round pick in the first place. So let's simulate to our next user pick, which is the second round, and we will take one of the 2 guards, probably Jabari Evans. Let's go and get him. Let's go and get him, and he's the only one available, so he's the only one I can take. He was going to be the guy anyway, but we take Jabari Evans. He is number 2 in the class, and he will play either right guard or left guard. Doesn't really matter. We have a 3rd round pick, and this will probably be the last pick that I make myself because there's not really anything else that I want to grab. Sonoris Moss. Delaney Walker at tight end. I mean, we could use another tight end. Let's just take Delaney Walker here in the 3rd round. We could use a backup to Antonio Gates. So Delaney is on the squad, and we will sim out of the draft and go into season number 5, the final year of sim. One more chance to get a second title. I don't know why we lost 5 games last year. I feel like we are about as good as we've ever been. Jari's a 78 overall. Very good. He is the second best player in the class behind Haloti Nada. One of these times I'm going to get Haloti Nada in a rebuild. One of these days I will get him. But we'll move on to year number 5 preseason. Take a look at the squad real quick. Take a look at the squiggity squad. Here we go. So they moved all over to left guard. That's perfectly fine. Doesn't really matter. The offense is fine. It's good to go. We are about as good as we've ever been. And the defense is pretty solid. It's solid enough. Still a little bit weak in some spots, but we are solid enough to be able to win a championship. I think we can. I think we can. I think we can. Send to the regular season. I'll load in the 2007 draft class, even though we're not going to be going to it anyway, so it literally doesn't matter. But just for aesthetic purposes, I'll load it in. And we will get ready to sim to the end of the final year. 5 seasons to win as many titles as possible. We've only won 1 in that time span. At least we've won 1. That would have been pretty embarrassing if we haven't won 1 yet. But we've gotten 1. I'm going to simulate the season, and we will find out what our fate is for this final year of Philadelphia Eagles rebuild season. The final regular season has been simulated, and at least we're consistent. I mean, we won 15 games 2 years in a row, then we won 14 games, and now we have won 12 games back to back years. So we're at least somewhat consistent. We make the playoffs again as a wild card team this time. And Donovan McNabb had another possible MVP type of season. 4,400 yards, 33 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I mean, these numbers are really good. Rushing wise, Westbrook did not get over 1,000 yards, but he had 14 touchdowns. T.O. had 1,400 yards and 17 touchdowns. That is unreal for Terrell Owens. Great numbers. Gates almost got 1,000 yards. Defensively, we had Vilma with 109 tackles. Lewis had 91. Shepard had 88. Kevin Williams, I'm glad we got Kevin Williams because he's been really solid in the middle there. 18 tackles for loss for him. Mathis had 12. Justin Tuck, his first year as the true starter, he had 13 sacks. Williams had 8, 6.5 for Diggs. Trufant had 2 interceptions. Harris had 2, 1 for June and Vilma. All right, here we go. It's game time, boys. It is playoff action against the Dallas Cowboys. Will we move on? We will. 34-24 over Dallas. We move to the divisional round. Please, oh please, let us get to the Super Bowl. I'd be heartbroken if we were not able to go back to another Super Bowl. We do beat the Rams 14-10, so we are playing in the NFC title against a former champion in their own right, the Atlanta Falcons, although they haven't had one in a couple years. But it's in their building. They're 16-1. You got to be kidding me. This is not going to be easy, but it is a chance to go back to the Super Bowl again. This is the NFC Championship against the Atlanta Falcons. They're 16-1. We knew going in this was not going to be easy. We're down 14-0, but we do get a touchdown back. It's not over till it's over. 14-10, 21-10. Got to score. Got to score. There it is. 21-18. Huge. 28-18. Not huge. 28-25. Huge. Get me in there. Get me in there. Get me in there. Third down alert from the 4. 28-25. A chance to win the NFC title. I'm actually going to swap this. Never mind. I was going to swap this to just a regular run, but I think I'm going to keep it the way that it is right now. And we will try to score a touchdown here. I'm going to roll to the right and then just throw it away on 3rd and goal. That was a bad idea. Real bad idea. Real bad idea. Do we kick the field goal or do we go for it? We have a timeout. I think I'm going to go for this. This is real risky. 4th and goal for an NFC title. Antonio Gates, end zone, touchdown Philly. It's Antonio Gates who gets the job done. McNabb delivers. and we lead with a minute to go. Atlanta can not do it. 32-28. The Eagles go back to the Super Bowl. Oh, we did it. That was a crazy one. We defeat a 16 with what a quarterback game. 4 touchdowns and 300 yards for McNabb and 4 touchdowns and 300 yards for Vic. I mean, it was a quarterback masterclass, an offensive showcase. But in the end, the Eagles get aggressive, maybe a little overly aggressive, but it pays off, and we are playing in another Super Bowl. So at least we have a chance to win our second Super Bowl. It's just a matter of who we're playing. Please, not the Colts. Oh my God, it's the Colts again. We will play the Colts for the second time in the Super Bowl. Why does it have to be the Colts? They are a good team. I do not want to play them, but we are playing them here in the Super Bowl. We beat them a couple of years ago in year number 3. Can we do it in year number 5? Let's find out. It's time for the Super Bowl. A rematch of a couple of years ago, Colts and Eagles. We came out on top in that one. Let's see if we can replicate that and do the same. 7-3 in the second quarter, 14-3. Colts driving, and they are able to get another field goal, but if they're only kicking field goals, it's gonna be tough to beat us. We kick a field goal, 17-6. They score a touchdown, I think. 24-14 with our touchdown. Late fourth quarter action, 24-21. This is not ideal, but it should be the game. The Philadelphia Eagles are 2-time Super Bowl champions. In year number 5, we get our second one. Obviously, it's not as many as I was hoping for, given 5 seasons. I was hoping we'd win at least 3, maybe 4, but maybe that was a little bit too bold, a little bit too much to ask for. We do get a second championship. I can't complain too much. This was a fun rebuild. Absolutely. I had a good time with this Eagles roster. McNabb, not having to worry about quarterback is so easy to rebuild, because when you're not having to try to figure out who your quarterback is going to be, then you can just kind of put your entire focus on every other position, and that's what I did, and we were able to build a pretty good team. Even though we did have to give up a lot to get Terrell Owens on this squad, I think it was the right idea to get him. McNabb gets Super Bowl MVP. Michael Vick on the 16-win Falcons gets MVP of the league. Nate Burleson and Patrick Kearney are the players of the year. Sonoris Moss and Tamba Ali are your rookies of the year. Okay, what a 5-year rebuild for the Philadelphia Eagles. We won 2 titles in 5 seasons. Obviously, that's a success. Would have liked to have more, but the simulation was not kind to me in the early portions, especially when we won 15 freaking games and lost in the first freaking round. Whatever, I'm not mad at it. Getting Jahri Evans is huge. The offensive line has turned out to be really, really good. Getting Terrell Owens was the biggest change to this team, I think. Antonio Gates was a great pickup. Getting Andre Johnson was something I wasn't expecting to have happen, but he was available, and I wasn't going to pass that up. If we were going to go any further, I would probably upgrade at linebacker. I would probably upgrade at safety, because Dawkins is going to get very old very quickly. And I would probably upgrade at running back, because Brian Westbrook has not been able to really go any further than low to mid 80s. So Deuce Staley has in fact retired. I don't even, was he still on the team? It still says the Eagle logo next to him, so I guess he was still on the team, but I thought I let him walk in free agency or in negotiations. But that is going to do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Like I said in the intro, if you have any suggestions for other rebuilds you want to see me do, whether it's a specific year or a specific player or a specific team, whatever you want to see me do, leave them down below in the comments, and I will certainly take them on in the future, and we will get more championships. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.